Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life, and I am all about the home gym community. And that is why I'm so pleased to be joined by Andrew and Trevor from GORX, which is possibly the hottest new thing coming to the home gym community. I want you guys to know all about it so you can take advantage of it. We'll talk about it right after this. Okay, it's time to pick out the winner of this month's giveaway. And this is for a free pair of Lockjaw Flex collars. I had several people respond to the video that I posted on Sunday. Unfortunately, most of them were subscribers. They were not channel members, and so they were ineligible. So remember, for all of our giveaways, you have to be a channel member. But in any case, that narrowed the field down to 2 because 2 of our channel members responded. And so we're going to go ahead and find out right now who our winner is. So let's go ahead and find that out now. Let's go. All right, looks like we have a winner. So our winner is Sergeant Swole Terrell. Congratulations, and I'll be getting these collars out to you. I'll be reaching out to you on Instagram so I can get your address so I can get these over to you, because I know you said you needed these for your strongman prep, and I do not want to be the obstacle that's holding you back. We're going to be doing a lot more giveaways here on the channel, so you definitely want to jump on that opportunity. The link to become a member is in the description for this video. It's only 99 cents a month, but it's going to give you access to giveaways like items I have reviewed, as well as one-of-a-kind items that only members of our channel will have access to. So do not miss out on this. Again, like I said, the link to become a member is in the description for this video, and it's only 99 cents a month. But thank you guys who are our channel members, because without your support, I would not be able to do what I do. Let's get back to the interview. Andrew, Trevor, how you guys doing? Thanks for joining me this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. Really glad to be here.
Yeah, hey, John.
I'm telling you, yeah, dude. Trevor, you woke up at the crack of dawn, and so, you know, I salute you. I can't salute indoors. I'm a Marine, but I spiritually salute you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So let's jump right into this, because I want people to be able to grab all the goodies out of this conversation. Give me the elevator speech for GORX. Who are you? And I know you're reaching out to military service members who are maybe close to separating from active duty, but who are you and who are you for?
Yeah, so I'm Andrew. I'm recently separated from active duty military service. So I was Army infantry officer and have gone full steam with GORX. What GORX is, basically, we help people make a living with their home gym. You know, so if you're a person that has a passion for fitness and wants to start a fitness business, there's a lot of hassle that goes into that. So as a brand and a company, we're trying to remove those barriers to entry to that gym ownership or that fitness business ownership. And so we do that by showing people how to turn their home gym into a legitimate business, but also by building a platform that these people can manage their business. So doing everything from taking payments, managing their calendar, managing their members, messaging their members, and a lot more.
So Trevor, your website says that you're a community of microgym owners and you're running them independently, but you told me very clearly that you are not a franchisor. Okay, this isn't like McDonald's. So break down the difference between what GORX is with your affiliate structure and say what a franchise structure would be.
Yeah, we've kind of modeled our affiliate program basically after CrossFit, so it's similar to the way the relationship between like each individual CrossFit gym is and kind of CrossFit HQ, where you're individual micro gyms. And so we don't have a financial interest or anything like that in the individual micro gym. Essentially, as you bring people onto our platform and start processing them through as members or for their individual workouts or anything like that, you know, then we'll take a commission of your payment from that user. But instead of charging some sort of fee each month or anything like that to the microgym affiliate, then we just have the commission that comes off of that. And so that allows us to embrace these micro gyms from the start and not be a burden to them. We want to empower them to come up and go from 0 users or 0 members of their micro gym to however many members they can find. And in that, they won't be burdened by a monthly payment or anything like that and be losing money in the very beginning. They'll just be able to use the platform, able to use it as a CRM or whatever they want to while they're trying to figure out who their members are going to be and who's going to be a part of their gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like so basically, I mean, you guys may be able to give them like advice, because I mean, your home gym owners might be able to give them advice, say, on where to buy equipment or something like that. But they're free to set it up the way they want to,
Yes.
and they don't have to pay you guys a huge fee. Nice. Anything you want to add to that, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, so a microgym owner, they're independent business and independent business owner. So it's an affiliation. We call it an affiliation. It's a partnership, right? And so, that commission covers the cost that we have went in building our affiliate success program. So, what that looks like, that commission goes into it. And so as the company grows and expands, we'll be able to offer more resource material to those microgym owners.
So that sounds great if you're somebody who's just starting off from scratch, referencing again, possibly someone separating from active duty. What about somebody who may already have a business based on their home gym? Typically, that's going to be somebody who's got a personal training business and they're just using their garage, their basement, or I got a couple of friends who have like a barn, and so they train people in their barn or some building like that on their property. So what's the benefit that you could offer to somebody like that?
Yeah, good question. So I would first start by saying it depends on what kind of business you run from your home gym, right? So not everyone is going to be doing a personal training or group fitness or even just an open rack or open gym type business. I mean, you're living proof. Garage Gym Experiment, Garage Gym Lab, those guys, they're living proof that there are other ways to open a home gym based business. So first, I would say that if you're a person that's going into that sort of space, GORX Fitness, we could be a resource, but we're not specifically built to, for that audience. So if you're a trainer that's looking to train people or just want to be a home gym owner that opens up their home gym, there's a lot of different platforms that you have to use to run your business. I mean, everything from scheduling to taking payments, messaging your members and athletes, and also communicating with them. I mean, there's a whole stack that you have to have in place. And so as a platform, as GORX, we're building our platform to sort of do all that, to be that full stack application that you can take those payments, you can get your waivers signed, you can message your members, all of that in one spot. So you're not having to have hundreds of tabs open on your computer or whatever to run your business.
So you referenced the Garage Gym Experiment, and you guys had an excellent conversation with Garage Gym Experiment. If anybody watching this wants to get the full, like all the information possible about GORX, I highly recommend that you check out that interview that the guys from Garage Gym Experiment did with these guys, because it was excellent. I actually watched it myself as part of my research, so I wouldn't, duplicate the questions and things like that. And I'll even put a link. It's right there. So let's go right there and you'll be able to watch that interview. And I encourage you to do it. The other thing I think about as you were talking is that there are two groups that jump to my mind immediately who aren't trainers who could use your service potentially. And one group is people who are small equipment designers, right? The equipment's not small. They're a small business, right? So they have a home gym and they start building, let's say, J cups or something like that. They got a 3D printer, they start making stuff, and they're making stuff on like either a bespoke or a small batch basis. And the reason why you guys could be valuable to them is they typically don't have front end users. They have to wait till they sell their stuff to somebody. That person gives them feedback. And then that tells them if they have to tweak something, right? But if they outfitted their home gym with their products and then open their gym up for people to come use it, well, now you just got a built-in study group. I'm not going to use the word guinea pigs, but you're all thinking it. And then you get feedback from these people, and that's going to kind of cut out some of the, the bugs in something ahead of time, instead of having to wait until somebody buys your new widget. And then, hopefully they do a review for you. The other group is somebody who has a home gym, and you use it 1 hour a day, maybe let's say 2 hours if you want to do like cardio in the morning and lift in the evening or some variation of that. But basically it's typically empty. And then you could have the advantage of like people were able to do with AirGym,
Yes.
And that is just say, I'm not, I'm home all day, but I'm not using my home gym, for example. So you're free to use it. But I don't feel like going through all the headaches of putting together a structure. That's
Mhm.
actually an opportunity for people like that. So what's your reaction to those?
I would say you're spot on, and like you're reading our mind basically.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
Right. Clearly you're good at it. So we are thinking about ways that we can partner with, home gym and equipment outfitters,
Right.
because there's a huge opportunity for suppliers to do just what you said, is to get that feedback from a user base. And if you're a user or a gym goer, you have your own home gym, you're looking to buy equipment, this is an opportunity for you to get your hands on their equipment too. So, I mean, it's really a like symbiotic relationship between the consumer base and then the provider, because, if I'm a gym goer, I can do a quick search, find a gym that has equipment that I'm looking for, go test it out. And then as that gym owner or that equipment supplier, we'd figure out a system to get that feedback to that supplier. So huge opportunity there. And I would also say for the people that are just looking to earn some passive income with their home gym by renting it out, maybe hour by hour, that supports that. We built it specifically so it can serve both the person that's interested in doing just that. Maybe that person is someone that's really looking forward to taking advantage of those tax deductions, and they're not necessarily very concerned about making a ton of money. It's a really good model. It's a very good model. I mean, it shows that you can take some income while also taking advantage of all those tax deductions. And Trevor talks about this a lot. As GORX Fitness expands, that network effect will take place. And so people will get more traffic. These home gym owners will start getting more traffic as we grow.
I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit, because Trevor, you've done this already. You've had people come over and use your gym, your home gym. So what's your reaction and advice to home gym owners who may be a little bit on the fence about having strangers use their home gym? Let's say somebody's got little kids or something like that. What would you say to that person?
I think like everything that there is that you can do in life, especially new things that you can do in life, it takes getting an understanding. It takes experience. And so, I mean, when I had people start coming over to my gym and working out, it was family and friends. That was the initial, the initial list of people that were coming over was family and friends, until I figured out, until I figured out a better process to bring people in and everything. And that's where even the idea was born, right? I was like, there's got to be a better way for me to manage just the number of people wanting to come in and work out, especially during COVID when every other gym was shut down. A lot of my friends, a lot of my family didn't have gyms. They didn't have their own home gyms or anything like that. So they were wanting to come in, and they wanted to be separated from the other people that were coming in at the same time. So organizing that to make sure that people weren't crossing over and getting sick or whatever, or infecting each other. And so it gave me the ability, this platform will give me the ability to manage that in a better way. Right. And at the time,
because you were kind of just operating on the fly. You were just like,
exactly. People would just text me. People would just text me and come over and say, hey, can I come over at this time? And then I got to go through all my texts to see if anybody else is going to be there at that time. With this, I know exactly who's on my schedule. I can look at my month, I can look at my week and just see. So here's the list of different individuals coming over for these different workouts. And on top of the network effect conversation that Andrew was talking about just a little bit ago, and kind of getting back into that equipment supplier topic, once we have enough users and enough gyms on the platform, it'll start to allow us to see fitness trends ahead of time, right? We'll be able to see people searching out these different types of gyms. We'll be able to see new types of gyms coming onto the platform that might not have existed before. And we'll be able to see, okay, regional variability in maybe the Northeast region is looking for more spin classes or bar gyms or something like that. And then maybe the Southeast region is looking for this. And so then it'll allow us to reach out to manufacturers and reach out to these different equipment suppliers and say, hey, look, we noticed that we're starting to have more demand for this type of fitness in these areas. And so we can start providing some of that information, helping some of these more niche or boutique equipment suppliers have the ability to reach their target audience.
If you're watching this and you're on the fence, you're like, well, I don't know if I need to do all that. I'm going to tell you, if you do have family and friends coming over, whether you use GORX or not, you absolutely need to make sure that you have got additional insurance protection for your home, because if they get hurt using your equipment, slip and fall, anything like that, you have to understand that they may not sue you, but their spouse could for loss of consortium. I got all into that conversation when I spoke to an insurance agent about what sort of insurance you would need for your home gym, on your equipment, and just personal liability protection. You can check that out by clicking up there. It's the thing that I find that most home gym owners don't think about, because we kind of have a ready, fire, aim strategy about home gym ownership. It kind of goes organically, which is fine, but there are some things you needed to put into place to protect yourself. And I just see what GORX is doing as the next level evolution of that. So I mentioned AirGym earlier. Tell me what the difference is between your brand and what AirGym was doing with their Airbnb gym concept.
Yeah, that's a great question. So Airbnb or AirGym went with the, one-for-one Airbnb model. So you, as a home gym owner, you're the host and you can host exercise or workout sessions. I think they did it hour by hour. And so that was their MVP. That was what they rolled out. GORX, we've incorporated that into the business model, but that's not an exact representation of what GORX Fitness is. We are building a program around the app, and that program is our affiliate success. So we take very seriously our job to empower these home gym owners to be successful. And so the main difference is that we're that partner in this process. So we're that resource for you to use and leverage to help make you successful. And so you can rent your home gym out hour by hour, so that the app presently has that opportunity. But you can also offer training, and you can do that from your home, or the app even permits these people to geolocate a workout class at like a local park. So if you're teaching classes out of your home gym or at the local park, that can still be listed on your services and on your calendar.
Trevor, we spoke about this in the past, but I'm just trying to get an update. Do you guys provide insurance in case a user gets hurt or they damage the equipment, or heck, let's say they knock over, one of the lights on the doorway as they're walking up to the path or something like that? Do you guys have any sort of insurance in place?
We do not provide insurance directly. We are working with a number of insurance providers right now to come up with partnerships that will not only make it more affordable to get this insurance and have this commercial insurance, but also easier. We're trying to help people through that process in a very quick manner. So we're hoping to develop partnerships with insurance companies that will allow us to capture the basic information of the home gym owner and the affiliate that we call them, and use that information to then fill out their insurance form and find out the level of insurance that they need, and also who's gonna be insured, whether they want just themselves insured or themselves and GORX as a business insured. And so we are working on developing that partnership. We've been in talks with Affiliate Guard, which is one of the larger CrossFit insurance providers out there. And so we're really hoping to develop that into a quick model for bringing on people with insurance in a short manner, so that it's not as cumbersome to obtain commercial insurance as it would be if you were just going out and seeking it yourself.
Yeah, and certainly down the road, we're gonna see how we can incorporate that ourselves, like how we can provide this insurance ourselves. But that's down the road. For now, Trevor is exactly right. We're gonna build that partnership. We're gonna build that relationship. One of which of those conversations is going very well right now. And matter of fact, we think we are not far from landing that partnership. So it's the thing about insurance that people have to, I would encourage people to see it this way. It's not as hard as it seems. It's not actually as difficult as it seems to get insurance. And really, insurance is just a management of liability. And so putting those things in place that help you manage the risk that you're exposed to. And so the more that you put in place to manage that risk, the much better off you're going to be if you do find yourself in that situation, which is not not a high probability, it's very low, relatively speaking, it's low risk. But if you are in a situation that you find yourself in a lawsuit, you've put those things in place. And so GORX is here to sort of help you work that through. And so it's built through in the application. You can take your waivers, have people sign terms of service or whatever, but also, and just the coaching and mentoring that we provide people is, okay, so you got to have a sign or two, like up in your gym, to make sure people know how to execute a certain lift properly or whatever. Now, you can't remove risk completely, right? I mean, it's you're never going to be risk-free.
You'd have to be like the bubble boy. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, and that's just life in general, right? I mean, that's just life in general. And so we just help you work through that risk and manage that risk.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the whole idea of risk is something that nobody thinks about. And I think part of the problem is that people don't consider themselves all the time home gym owners, right? So quick story, I got a buddy who for a long time was allowing the high school wrestlers and high school and the youth, middle and high school wrestlers in the area to come over to his house. He had mats and everything because his son wrestled. And so he's like, well, my son needs wrestling partners and I have the skills to kind of help out, but I can't be a full-time coach. So what he did was open his home up to the local youth wrestling programs and let those kids come over and they could practice wrestling. And they could also do a little bit of strength and conditioning, right? Which sounds great. But what's going to happen when one of those kids, again, these are kids, they don't think things through before they do it, right? And they go straight for the double leg and somebody face plants into the wall right there. So now their face is in your wall. So there's that. And then you got a hole in your plaster. So there's that. And you didn't think about it because now you're exposed to a liability. But that guy didn't think of himself as a home gym owner. He said, "Oh, I'm just helping out the local wrestling team." Again, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's like you never know. I know people who have boxing, who train boxing in their home, in their basement, right? They don't think of it as a home gym. People just come over here and I train them in boxing. All right, what's going to happen when somebody gets drilled while sparring and ends up, now they got a concussion, So these are things that you got to have in your head. And to me, I just love the fact that you guys are putting in place a structure that not only has some solutions in place, but also people can then jump in the network and say, "Hey guys, I just had this happen. Anybody else have this happen? What do you think I should do?"
Yeah.
or anything like that. So that being said, how far into the process are you? Are you guys still looking for alpha testers, or have you moved into the next phase? Like, where are you guys at?
We have a few gyms currently in the process of getting through all of the kind of little steps that you have to go through to become a legitimate business and be on the platform. And so we are still looking for alpha testers and everything. We want to get as many gyms on the platform as possible, get as many users coming through as possible, because we want to increase the experience for the gym owner and the user. And the only way for us to increase that experience is to understand what aspects of the application are lacking. And so we want to make sure that we get all of the information necessary to go through and make these improvements and give these bug requests and everything to our engineering team, and make sure that they're having items improved and getting the platform improved to where it's flawless and everybody's loving every minute of the experience.
So this isn't something that somebody can say, "All right, hey, I'm interested in this and I want to do it," and then automatically, like, boom, all right, tomorrow you're all set up on GORX, boom, put your little GORX affiliate sign out or whatever.
There are gyms that could just come right on the platform right as they sign up, because we already know and have been in talks with a bunch of different gym owners and micro gym businesses that already have their business license and they already have their commercial insurance and everything. And so if you have all of that stuff in place and you already know that you're legal to be running a business out of your garage gym or whatever, then you can come on the platform and be live, within minutes, because it's not going to be that hard to develop that aspect of it. And then you'll just have to load your users in as members of your gym, or even as just members on the platform, and then they'll be able to reserve time. They'll be able to reserve one-on-one training sessions, or whatever type of fitness offering that you have selected or decided to put it as a part of your affiliate gym on the GORX platform.
this is going to be a thing that we all know and experience. I mean, whether it's GORX Fitness or another company, like people opening their home gym for business, this is going to be a thing. I mean, in 2 to 3 years, it'll be like, how is this never a thing before? Yeah.
So I just thought of something that I had not thought of before regarding that sort of thing. And that is, we tend to be very insular, which is bad. We tend to be very insular in terms of our disciplines. And what I mean by that is, if someone is interested in training in, say, powerlifting, right, then their mind is focused on powerlifting. They only follow people who powerlift on Instagram. They only look at powerlifting videos on TikTok. They're not interested. It's all just like they get funneled into a certain lane, right? Mm-hmm. And that extends to someone who is a powerlifting coach. The problem with that is sometimes you run into some issue. You're trying to figure out a solution for something, right? And you don't even realize that the yoga studio down the street has already figured that out 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Because you never cross over to talk to the yoga studio, because why would you care? You're not interested in putting your foot behind your ear, right? So a situation like this, where it's kind of like what I'm trying to do with Garage Gym Life, and that is have people of different backgrounds, goals, and disciplines, because I want us to all learn from each other. We can cross-pollinate our knowledge base. And so I think that this is just another step in that if you and somebody else are both in GORX, even though you have different clientele, you can actually help each other. Yes. You can actually, to me, it seems like there'd be potential to refer people to each other. Say, okay, look, I'm not going to be doing cardio programming, but this guy can do it, and he can send his clients over for some strength training or just whatever. So I think there's this huge potential for this. What's the number one thing that you wish home gym owners knew that you know only because you guys have now gone down this path?
Yeah, I would say
don't fight.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Actually, no, fight. Go ahead, fight. Yeah, I forgot. Watch. Yeah.
Well, he's a combat.
I'll meet you in the metaverse.
Yeah.
It's virtual. What is he gonna do? Well, I don't know. Can you teleport?
You never know.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I was just going to say, people don't know where to start, right? And so when I first began my microgym journey, I had this question, like, what's the first thing I do? And it took a lot of painstaking research to figure out, I just needed to call my freaking town to make sure that I could run a business from home. You know, like, that's one thing I wish people would know.
Ready, fire,
I didn't know, right? It's just like, don't send it. Don't go full set. Like, don't get your LLC yet. Like, make sure that there's no stipulations or regulations in your town or county to actually running a home-based business or home occupation. And a lot of people that are interested in this and actually do make that phone call, you know, they're actually going to probably discover a lot of these places or these towns have never actually considered allowing a home gym business.
Yes. Don't worry though; they'll come up with a regulation if it's
and they may. I mean,
some sort of tax that applies. They'll figure it out.
They could, sure. Yeah. I mean, I had to pay $25, a one-time $25 fee, and I got a pat on the back that said, "Hey, it's a cool idea. Good luck." You know, but that's where I live. I mean, there are places, you know, in states that I think of Massachusetts, that's a lot more difficult for a home gym owner to run a business from their home. There are a lot more stipulation that goes along with that. But a lot of
where I live, for example, not to cut you off, but where I live, if you're because I'm in the county and we have septic tanks, they have a restriction on how many people you can have in your home every hour based upon your, you know, so they're assuming, okay, if you're operating for 8 hours, they would only allow you to have 2 people an hour. Okay. And that's based on not only the fact that you're in a residential neighborhood, but also because they don't want you to overload your septic tank. So many people coming or whatever, you know, so that's just something you would never think about had you not, you know, had I not made the call.
If you didn't make the call, that's exactly right. And you know, there's no way for us to know every little nuance that each town's going to apply to their home-based businesses within their locality. But that obviously our knowledge base will grow as we continue to talk to people and maintain our CRM. But yeah, that's the first thing you need to do, is just call it like, hey, can I do a business? What do I need to do to be compliant? And then run from there. I would say the next thing that people don't necessarily think about doing right away is calling their home insurance provider, because a home insurance provider is probably not going to want to take on the liability that comes with running a business, right? So get an idea of how they feel about it. But in your back pocket, you're going to have that, you know, ready, fire answer that's, hey, well, I have this quote for commercial liability insurance. It's going to cover the business and it'll cover activities around the business, including activities outside of the house. I digress a moment to say my insurance follows me wherever I train. So I can go anywhere and train pretty much anybody, and my insurance will follow me to that location. So that would be the second thing. So the first two steps, you're going to reach out to your town, and then you're going to call your home insurance provider and make sure those two things are cool. And that's when you would actually explore whether you want to open an LLC or some other business entity.
Okay. What about you, Trevor?
Along the lines of what Andrew was talking about with the insurances, is the number one thing I would want new home gym owners or microgym businesses to know is that the policies and insurance barrier to entry is not actually that tall. It's really easy to overcome.
Yeah, that can be intimidating. Yes.
And a lot of people see that as this giant step that they would have to take to overcome this risk. But already on our platform, we have terms and conditions built in that help protect those affiliates from liability. And then we also refer and have, and will be partners with insurance companies that have these offerings that will help cover. And so instead of it being, a 20-foot fence that they have to jump over, it's really just a 2-foot step that you just have to take that step and actually overcome it from that standpoint.
So I know you guys recently hired Jared Cave, and he's, basically handling your affiliate and affiliate growth and everything like that. But if somebody wants to, find out more information, actually, let me stop right there. Are you guys going to be at Home Gym Con?
Sure are.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so you are going to be. So that's one opportunity for people to get to know you, ask you questions. And if you have no idea what Home Gym Con is, that means you haven't seen my excellent, if I do say so myself, interview about the topic. And what I'll do is I'll put that as one of the videos at the end of this, so you guys can just click on and check it out. But Home Gym Con is an opportunity for you to meet providers and other home gym owners in person, ask the questions to kind of network a little bit. And, Andrew and Trevor are going to be there. So GORX is going to be one of the companies that you can meet in person and ask questions of. But, there'll be equipment there so you can see what it feels like, instead of just buying it off a website. It's a great opportunity. But having said that, besides Home Gym Con, do you guys want people to reach out to Jared Cave or just hit you up on your website if they want more information? Should they follow you on social media? How can people get in touch with you and find out more about what you do?
I think the first thing, go ahead to our website and take a look at our guide. That you can take a look at what that step and what that process looks like. It'll also help frame your questions that you'll have when you come to us. But you can go to our website. You can message us directly through our chat bot there. I mean, you can send me an email at andrew@gorxfitness.com or trevor@trevor@gorxfitness.com. We are on Instagram. I'm much more active on LinkedIn. So if you're in part of that community in LinkedIn, feel free to find me. It's AR Towers. That's the /. So there are a number of different ways that you can reach out. Probably the easiest is email, because it's tied to our CRM, but it's really that person's preference.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on LinkedIn or whatever you can. Eventually, we're going to start trying to put out content from the standpoint of microgym businesses and everything. And so eventually we'll hopefully either have a podcast or a mini series that will help people through these steps in a more in-depth manner. And we'll bring in, industry experts from each kind of category of that to help explain that process in great detail. And so, just kind of follow us on Instagram, like I said, and go on the website, sign up for our email newsletter. We'll be able to provide as much information as we can about the business, about what's going on, about what our next steps are and everything. And we'll keep everybody up to speed on how that's going.